Hello everyone, welcome back to Turkish Spotlight Secrets. If you enjoy clean, well-structured deep dives without the noise, please hit like, subscribe, and tap join to support more videos. Today, we're unpacking a single sentence that shook timelines and pushed two names back to the top of the trending lists, Yağmur Yüksel and Barış Baktas. You've seen the headline by now. During a brief media appearance, Yağmur said, "Barış Baktas is someone special to me." 9 words, and the internet did the rest. But what did she actually mean? Was it a relationship confirmation, a carefully worded compliment, or a boundary-setting statement with a hidden message? We'll walk you through the context you didn't get from the clips, where the line was said, why it landed so hard, how both sides handled the aftershock, and what it means for the future of Kensler and their off-camera bond. 1. The lead-up, a week of quiet clues. The sentence didn't fall from the sky. 4 days, small signals stacked up. First came a behind-the-scenes photo from the Kensler set, a rehearsal still with script pages spread like a fan on a coffee table. Fans zoomed in and spotted margin notes in 2 handwriting styles, one clearly Yağmur's, the other widely believed to be Barış's. The caption read, "Rewrites that make scenes breathe." Next, a crew member story tagged both actors at a late wrap, no faces, just their reflections in a window and a track of soft music. Comment sections filled with guesses: were they rehearsing, troubleshooting, or just decompressing after a heavy day? Nothing scandalous, just unmistakable closeness from colleagues who work like a team. Then came the interview. 2. The sentence in full context. At a culture night panel, a moderator asked Yağmur a straightforward question, in an industry that moves fast, who helps you feel grounded? She paused, considered her words, and replied, "Barış Baktas is someone special to me. We've learned how to separate the noise from the work. I'm grateful for that." She followed with a second line many outlets clipped out, "We prefer to keep the details quiet so the important things can grow." That second line matters. It frames special not as a tabloid tease but as a boundary marker. She acknowledged significance without serving it up as content. 3. Why special hit like a thunderclap? There are 3 reasons the word detonated. 1. History on screen. As Dylan and Baron, they carry much of Kensler's emotional center. When actors with that much on-screen electricity use tender language off-set, audiences connect dots fast, even when the actors aren't drawing those dots for them. 2. The style of their public selves. Neither Yağmur nor Barış plays the overshare game. They rarely comment on personal life, they dodge clickbait phrasing, and when they do speak, it's measured. So, a single warm word from a famously cautious speaker sounds louder. 3. Timing. With a mid-season arc ramping up and promotional clips pushing intimate scenes, the audience was primed to hear romance everywhere. A whisper felt like a confession. 4. Barış's response, steady, not showy. What did Barış Baktas do? Not much, and that was the point. Hours after the clip went viral, he posted a black and white still of a script binder and a pencil, captioned, "Drafts, coffee, respect." No tags, no names. The message read like a quiet echo of Yağmur's boundary: we work, we care, we protect the process. People close to the production say his off-camera stance matched the post: courteous, present, and absolutely uninterested in turning a colleague's words into a circus. That restraint, especially online, says as much as a speech. 5. Inside the set, what colleagues actually see. Crew stories paint a consistent picture. They arrive early for table work, they leave late only when a scene needs untangling, and they deliberately avoid creating a 2-person bubble in common spaces. Between setups, they sit with different team members, costume, camera, continuity, so nobody feels excluded. When disagreements happen, they step aside, solve it in low voices, and return aligned. One assistant director summed it up like this: they run on respect. Whatever people imagine beyond that, we can't control. What we do see is 2 professionals who treat each other's craft as sacred. 6. The fan reaction, 3 camps, 1 surprise. The internet split into familiar camps. The romantics declared it a soft launch of a relationship. Edits exploded, soundtracked by ballads and the line special in bold captions. The skeptics argued it was strategic buzz, time to boost mid-season ratings. They tracked posting schedules and argued causation from coincidence. The boundary keepers cheered the nuance. Grown adults naming importance without inviting interrogation. They urged restraint, reminding everyone that kindness in comments isn't just etiquette, it's mental health. Here's the surprise, the boundary camp gained unusual traction. For every breathless ship edit, there were 2 replies saying, "Celebrate, but be respectful." 7. The aftermath, private conversations, public calm. What happened next? According to people familiar with the production, the 2 had a brief check-in away from set. The conversation was simple: acknowledge the blow-up, hold the line, and continue as planned. No reactive joint statement, no coordinated PR answers, just consistent behavior. The network, expecting mayhem, prepared talking points that were never used. The showrunner sent a single note reminding press teams to keep interviews focused on story craft. The storm passed without anyone being fed to it. 8. What special probably means, without fan fiction. Let's translate the subtext into plain language. Trust. You don't call someone special in public unless you trust them to protect what matters in private. Trust is capital on a set that never sleeps. Mutual editing. Their scripts often carry each other's notes. Actors who welcome that level of feedback are rare. It signals seriousness: you're not just hitting marks, you're co-building a scene. Boundaries as a skill. The follow-up line, "We prefer to keep the details quiet," is the thesis. In a culture that treats intimacy as marketing material, choosing silence is a radical act. 9. The risks, and why they're worth it. Yes, there are risks. Fans may project on-screen arcs onto real lives. Gossip can sour a work environment if not handled well. And the industry loves to turn a duo into a brand until the brand outgrows the art. But there's also reward. When the public senses that 2 leads genuinely respect each other, investment in the story deepens. Viewers lean in. Scenes land harder. And, crucially, future projects become easier to assemble because producers want to bottle that collaborative energy. 10. What this means for Kensler. Expect a subtler, more grounded intimacy to seep into upcoming episodes, not because anyone is pandering to headlines, but because comfort breeds better choices. When partners trust, pauses get braver, eye lines lock longer, silence does more work. Writers don't need to rewrite to chase virality, they just need to keep handing these 2 the kind of material that rewards quiet attention. Behind the camera, nothing dramatic is expected to change. Call times remain brutal. Scripts will still arrive color-coded. And the crew will continue to be the first to see whether the day's scene needs humor, restraint, or both. 11. A quick etiquette guide for healthy fandom. If you care about these 2, and clearly, you do, here's how to keep the conversation generous. Don't tag private family members when discussing speculation. They didn't sign up for that. Credit the work, talk about performances and craft, not just guesses. Honor the boundary they drew. If they want to share more, they will. If not, special is enough. 12. Final word, the power of naming without explaining. 9 words. That's all it took, spoken carefully, placed in context, followed by silence, and the story traveled on its own. Maybe that's the real lesson here. Not every significant bond needs a label to matter. Sometimes, naming someone special and then protecting the rest is both the most honest and the most courageous thing you can do in public. So what do you think? Was special a perfectly calibrated way to honor a private relationship, or do you wish celebrities would either confirm or deny and move on? Do subtle boundaries make you trust stars more, or keep you endlessly curious? Tell me in the comments. If today's breakdown gave you clarity beyond the headline, please like the video, subscribe, and ring the bell so you never miss an episode of Turkish Spotlight Secrets. Thank you for watching. Take care, be kind in the comments, and goodbye.